Hey, class. We're back to reading our book, The One and Only Ivan. When we were left off, Ruby had come to live at the circus, and Stella had begun taking care of her. And she started asking questions to Ivan, and she's getting to know everyone. So let's see what happens next. We're on page 83.
Okay. And two for them.
Home of the one and only Ivan. George and Mac are out by the highway. I can see them through one of my windows. They are next to each other on tall wooden ladders leaning against the billboard that tells the cars to stop and visit the one and only Ivan, Mighty Silverback. George has a bucket and a long handled broom. Mac has pieces of paper. He slaps one against the billboard. George dips the broom back into the bucket. He wets the paper with the liquid from the bucket, and somehow the paper stays in place. They put up many pieces of paper before they are done. When they climb down from the ladders, I see that they've added a picture of a little elephant to the billboard. The elephant has a lopsided smile. She's wearing a red hat, and her tail curls like a pig's. She doesn't look like Ruby. She doesn't even look like an elephant. I've only known Ruby one day, and I could have drawn her better. So we've already added Ruby to the billboard to try to get more business. Art lesson. Ruby asks a lot of questions. She says, Ivan, why is your tummy so big? And have you seen a green giraffe? And can you get me one of those pink clouds that the humans are eating? When Ruby asks, what is that on your wall? I explain that it's a jungle. She says the flowers have no scent, the waterfall has no water, and the trees have no roots. I'm aware of that, I say. It's art, a picture made with paint. Do you know how to make art? Ruby says. Well, yes, I do, I say, and I puff out my chest a little. I've always been an artist. I love drawing. Why do you love it? Ruby asks. I pause. I've never talked to anyone about this before. When I'm drawing a picture, I feel quiet inside. Ruby frowns. Quiet is boring. Not always. Ruby scratches the back of her neck with her trunk. Why do you draw anyway? What do you draw anyway? Bananas, mostly. Things in my domain. My drawings sell at the gift shop for $25 a piece with a frame. What's a frame? Ruby asks. What's $1? What's a gift store? I close my eyes. I'm a little sleepy, Ruby. Have you ever driven a truck? Ruby asks. I don't answer. Ivan, Ruby asks, can Bob fly? A memory flashes past, surprising me. I think of my father, snoring peacefully under the sun, while I try every trick I know to wake him. Perhaps I realize he wasn't such a sound sleeper after all. Do you get that? What's he saying?
His dad was dead.
No. His dad was pretending to sleep while Ivan was asking him questions. Does your dad pretend to sleep when you're asking him questions sometimes?
I ask you questions all the time. You never listen to me. It
Treat.
sounds like somebody was there.
How's that foot, old girl? George asks Stella. Stella pokes her trunk between the bars. She inspects George's right shirt pocket for the treat he brings her every night without fail. George doesn't always bring me treats. Stella's his favorite. But I don't mind. She's my favorite too. Stella sees that George's pocket is empty. She gives George a frustrated nudge with her trunk, and Julia giggles. Stella moves to George's left pocket and discovers a carrot. Nimbly, she moves it. Removes it. Mac walks past. Toilet's plugged up in the men's bathroom, he said. Big mess. I'll take care of it, George sighs. Mac turns to leave. Before you go, Mac, George says, you might want to take a look at Stella's foot. I think it's infected again. Darn thing never does seem to heal up right, Mac rubs his eyes. I'll keep an eye on it. Money's tight, though. Can't be calling the vet every time she sneezes. George strokes Stella's trunk. She inspects his pockets one more time, just in case. Sorry, girl, George says as he watches Mac walk away. So again, we're seeing Stella is not healthy, and Mac is not willing to pay for any veterinary care. Elephant jokes. Ivan? Bob? I blink. The dawn sun is a smudge of gray flecked with pink, like a picture drawn with two crayons. I could just make out Ruby in the shadows waving hello with her trunk. Are you awake? Ruby asks. We are now, says Bob. Aunt Stella's still asleep and I don't want to wake her, because she said her foot was hurting, but I'm really, Ruby pauses for breath, really bored. Bob opens one eye. You know what I do when I'm bored? What? Ruby asks eagerly. Bob closes his eyes. I sleep. It's a little early, Ruby, I say. I'm used to getting up early. Ruby wrapped her trunk around one of the bars on her door. At my old circus, we always got up when it was still dark. And then we had breakfast, and we walked in a circle, and then they chained up my feet, and it really hurt. Ruby falls silent. Instantly, Bob is snoring. Ivan, Ruby asks, do you know any elephant jokes? I especially like jokes about elephants. Well, let me see. I heard Mac tell one once. I yawn. How can you tell that an elephant has been in the refrigerator? How? By the footprints in the butter. Ruby doesn't react. I sit up on my elbows trying not to disturb Bob. Get it? What's a refrigerator? Ruby asks. It's a human thing. A cold box with a door. They put food inside. You put food in the door? Or food in the box? And how big is it of a box? Or is it a little box? I can see this is going to take a while. So I sit up all the way.
That box.
Bob slides off grumbling. I reach for my pencil, the one I snapped in half with my teeth. Here, I say. I'll draw you a picture of one. In the dim light, it takes me a minute to find a piece of paper Julia gave me. The page is a little damp. It has a smear of some orange on it. I think it's from a tangerine. I try my best to make a refrigerator. The broken pencil is not cooperating, but I do what I can. By the time I'm done, the first streaks of morning sun have appeared in the flashy cartoon colors. I hold up my picture for Ruby to see. She studies it intently. Her head turns so that one black eye is trained on my drawing. Wow, you made that? Is this the thing you were telling me about before? Art? Sure is. I can draw all kinds of things. Especially, I'm really good at drawing art. Could you draw a banana right now? Ruby asks. Absolutely. I turn the paper over and sketch. Wow, Ruby says again in an awed voice when I hold up the page. It looks good enough to eat. She makes a happy lilting sound, an elephant laugh. It's like the song of a bird I recall a long time ago. A tiny yellow bird with a voice like dancing water. Strange. I'd forgotten all about that bird. How she'd wake me every morning at dawn when I was still curled up safely in my mother's nest. It's a good feeling, making Ruby laugh. So I draw another picture, and another. Along the edges of the paper, an orange, a candy bar, a carrot. What are you two up to? Stella asks, moaning as she tries to move her sore foot. How are you this morning? I ask. Just feeling my age, Stella says. I'm fine. Ivan is making me pictures, and he told me a joke. I really like Ivan, Aunt Stella. Stella winks at me. Me too, she says. Ivan, do you want to hear my favorite joke? Ruby asks. I heard it from Maggie. She was one of the giraffes in my old circus. Sure, I say. It goes like this. Ruby clears her throat. What do elephants have that nothing else has? Trunks, I think. But I don't answer, because I don't want to ruin Ruby's fun. I don't know, Ruby, I reply. What do elephants have that no one else has? Baby elephants, Ruby says. Good one, Ruby, I say, watching Stella stroke Ruby's back with her trunk. Good one, Stella says softly. Okay, so that's our reading for today. And we're going to keep going tomorrow with a little bit more. We're getting to a big event that's going to happen in the story. And well, I'm sure that some of you can already kind of predict what you think is going to happen, and it's not a happy event. So it's not going to be next time, but it might be the time after that. So we're going to keep going, and I hope you guys have a good day.